Okay, I think I'm live. Wow, I don't know what's going on this morning. Let's get it going though. All right, I hope this is working. Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker. It's Carlos here, and grateful to be here. It's a great day. Um, Trying to get the situation going. My goodness, I don't know why my system wasn't working. I hope it's working now. Give me a thumbs up if you get here and you see my face and you see my video because it was not showing a little bit ago. I think I got it updated. But welcome back. Great day. It's a great week. Busy weekend for us, but productive weekend, I should say. But we're back here on track here this morning. Men, welcome. If you're here, though, give me a thumbs up so I know this is working. Because a little bit ago, it was not working. So it's hard to tell if anybody's here. I hope you're here. If you're not, then I will restart it. But welcome back to an awesome week. It's going to be a week full of epic adventures. So maybe this isn't working. About to restart it. Oh, there we go. Now there's some eyeballs on me. So it is working, possibly. Anybody there? Shoot me a message if you're there and it's working. This is not showing up today. Good morning. Welcome back to the Amish Matchmakers. We help Amish singles to find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop legacy that is rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. So I hope you can see this. If you can, give me a thumbs up because it really lets me know that you're here. Give me some kind of message. Maybe they're just not coming through today. Let me refresh my page here and see what happens. All right. Well, I'm back again. I refreshed my page, see if that's what's happening. I don't know what's going on with my system this morning. Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker, though. Today we've got some cool topics to talk about. There we go. Hey, it's working. Whoever this is, thanks for being here. Little eternal light. All right. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Ken. I refreshed it. Now it's showing something. I'm sitting here talking, saying, give me a thumbs up, thumbs up. Nobody's answering. I figured you were here, Ken. But good morning, y'all. Let's get into it. A little delayed here. Getting my coffee and rock and rolling this morning. But thanks for being here. Um, Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker. I already did my intro, but my goodness, it's taking me longer to get set up today because of technical difficulties. But here I am. Hopefully, each and every one of you are here and ready to rock and roll today. Ready to get some results in your life and your relationships. So on the Love Talk today, we're going to talk about this, the men's edition, rejected. What happens when you get rejected? How does that feel? What do you do with that? All right, we talked about relationships here. And how was date night for you? Did you do date night? Did you have your date night? How was it? We had a great weekend. Busy. I went to some training this weekend. Chantel and I have been, we just purchased another company, and so that has been awesome. And so through the weekend, there was a training about business acquisitions and improving the process of when you purchase a company. So that was pretty fun. I always love learning, and growing is a passion of mine. becoming constantly learning and staying teachable and coachable. It is part of the process of um, the more I learn, the less I know. It's really crazy, but true. So constantly plugging in and learning new processes, learning new strategies and systems for relationships, business, and all the things that we are developing, communication and confidence. Lots of great stuff this weekend um, that we plugged into and learned. So this morning, as it is here in Georgia, live from Georgia, 5:13 a.m. in the morning. Um, our talk is gonna be about rejection. Now what? How man handles rejection without losing confidence. Like, is that even possible, man? Have you ever been rejected by your girlfriend, by a someone by your fiance, or even your spouse? It's on all levels, by the way. So it's love talk, and we're going to talk about different aspects of this rejection thing that takes place with singles, takes place with people engaged and married people, men. It is pretty interesting as we're talking about something every man faces is rejection, and how your mind handles it matters. How you see yourself, how you see the situation really, really matters. So we're going to talk about that today. Rejection doesn't define you, it reveals you. Okay, I want you to ponder on that for a second. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Rejection does not define you. However, it does reveal you. It's never, ever in the easy stuff, in the good things, and the happy, joyous things, and the like uh, benefits and blessings, and all the great things that we accomplish, and all the fun that we're having that reveals who we are. It's through the hard things, through the darkness, through the frustration, through the pain that we really see who we are. So rejection hurts men. Why does rejection hurt men? Let's talk about that. And what is it that it does to our confidence? And then, honestly, men constantly, then when they get rejected, they think, well, see, I am a loser. I am um, a failure. Because men are wired to pursue, men are wired to build, men are wired to protect and lead. That's what's in your DNA. That's what's the testosterone in you has wired you to do these things. Rejection makes you feel like you're a failure, loss of respect, and like you're not enough. Can you relate? Have you ever felt that? That you feel like you're not enough? But rejection is information, not condemnation. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Rejection is just information, not condemnation. So, 5 mistakes that men make after rejection. This is what's important for you to understand is when you go through rejection, you a lot of times men will instantly think, well, I'm not enough. And the truth is, it may just be a mismatch. It may be just that your missions don't line up, or it may be that you're just not in a very good place to connect on that level, a deeper level. And you can be friends, but to be one flesh, you have to be in sync with each other and have to be able to get into sync. And so, again, doesn't mean that you're not enough or that you're a piece of shit. To be honest, it feels that way at times. I know. Shutting down number one thing is you take it personally. Again, it's feedback, but it's not who you are or who you're becoming. It's just a side step, if you would. Getting bitter is often what happens to men. Shutting down emotionally or blaming the woman. Oh, it's her. She's got the issue, not me. Because when you're given the friend card or given, no, I don't want to go on a date, you take it personally, and it may not even be that she's not into you or that she never wants to see you again. It may be that she was just off that day, that she was having a rough day. And again, when we came to her during that time, it just, right. And same thing with even, we're talking about single. When you're single, the mismatch there when you're single is the case. But just because she rejects you, even once you are engaged or married, when I say rejection, it may be for a married man, the rejection could come in that, that she doesn't want to get intimate with you. She says no to the fact that she doesn't feel like getting intimate with you, and you're just feeling rejected, right? Same as if you're rejected when you were trying to pursue a woman. And it's the same thing because you are pursuing. You should be pursuing. It's not her obligation to just be intimate with you, man. Come on. We don't work for it. It's not like, oh, you have to, but you pursue. There's a difference in the heart and the emotion and the feeling of pursuit. Pursuit is good and healthy. I got to work to please her, is frustration and heavy and overbearing. And so, in all three cases, whether you're pursuing a woman, going on dates, or pursuing a woman and engaged, or pursuing a woman that you're married to, it's the same in the heart and the passion and desire. You desire her. That's what you want it to feel like and be like for her. That she is the most desired woman on the planet, and treat her that way. So, but there are going to be times where you feel rejected. And what are you going to do with that? In different cases, like for men that are single, it's like, well, I just wanted to take her on a date. I want to take her on coffee. I want to take her to, want to take her out, and she won't even let me take her out. I just want to get to know her, and she says she put me in the friend zone. Like, these are things that can happen. And yet, what do you do with that rejection? You're engaged and you're like, hey, I want to see you. And she's like, hey, I need a little space. Like, we've been talking every day, constantly. And you take it personally, like, oh, I'm not enough. Well, the reality is there are times where space is good in the sense of redirecting your mind, getting recalibrated, resting, and just needing to relax. It's real. There are times, even in our marriage, Chantel and I, where I just need some alone time to rejuvenate, and she needs some alone time. She wants to do an Epsom salt bath and just so and sometimes we do that together. Yes, it's awesome. Or sometimes it's okay if I do it alone or she does it alone. It's okay if I want to go for a walk or she wants to go for a walk. It's okay. Being alone is good. Being alone is beneficial because we're alone with ourselves. We're looking into ourselves and learning and growing and connecting with Father and self and others. Like, it's highly beneficial to go through that. So just because she rejected you in this situation doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. And you definitely don't want to get bitter, because I will tell you, as a pursuer, if you get bitter and frustrated at her for the fact that she said no and you feel rejected, that's not her fault that you feel rejected. Be a man, be strong, be confident, and know that you got what it takes to be confident in this scenario and to stay confident. You don't have to feel like you're no good just because she said no. And here's another thing that's very important. Number 3 mistake that men make is they start chasing harder, trying to prove your worth. Here's what's interesting. When you value yourself, you value your wisdom, you value yourself is the main thing in this situation. But even as a businessman, or as someone like a love talk with the Amish maker, and knowing that I am an expert in helping people in love and relationships because I've done it so much. There's so much confidence there, right? Be confidence there because I've done it a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And so then if someone rejects my wisdom or my understanding and things I've learned over the years, do I feel like I need to prove it? Sometimes that's when you can tell that your value is low in that area. It's when you have to try to prove yourself. So I understand that you feel like you need to chase her harder because you're trying to prove your worth in that area of your life. And I get it. It happens. However, you're better than that. And you are valuable. You don't have to prove your worth. Matter of fact, you being calm and collected and confident in spite of the rejection is very attractive to a woman. She wants to know that you can handle it. Because in life, there's going to be lots of rejections. Quit pampering yourself. Be confident, be strong. This is a good test that will make you stronger, more confident. You don't have to chase her harder. That's kind of creepy at times, actually. When she says, "Hey, I need a little bit of space," and then you start calling her and texting her every few minutes and few seconds, or you ghost her altogether and reject her because, oh, she rejected me, so I'm never talking to her again, and you block her on all social medias. Are you serious? Come on, you're better than that. That's number 4 mistake that men make. They start chasing harder, or they withdraw completely. And then if you're engaged, like to the woman, then she rejects you, then same thing. You give her the silent treatment. You think that, oh well, I'll just, give her the silent treatment, and that's what she deserves because she did that to me. She rejected me. I'll show her. I'll do it 10 times worse. Even in a marriage. So your wife says no to wanting to be intimate or make love to you, and you get all upset and angry and like feel like you're dejected, like you're some lost puppy dog, poor thing. You become a victim? Seriously? Men, women are not attracted to that. They're not attracted to a victim. They're attracted to a victorious man, a strong, confident man who does what he says he'll do and he follows through regardless of the rejection. Are you following me, man? Are you capturing what I'm throwing down here? You think by withdrawing completely and rejecting her and ghosting her, that that's actually going to help you avoid risk. Look, risk is part of life. Getting hurt is part of life. Pain is part of life. Rejection is part of life. It's real. There's not only going to be times you're rejected by her, but you're rejected by the world. You're rejected by clients. If you're entrepreneur and business owner, which that's who we talk to as well, men and husband and wives that work together, like that's what we encourage and that's what we believe in. That's what we are raising up is couples working in business together in synchronicity. It's powerful. And so even in business, you're going to be rejected. And men, don't lose direction. A woman loves a man with a plan that follows through and takes action on it and follows through and completes the work that he started. It's super powerful. Letting one know shake your identity. That's not losing direction in who I am. What's wrong with me? Why does she reject me? And then typically in that moment when you're rejected, you got all these thoughts of rejection, and then it snowballs, and next thing you know, you're remembering all the ways you were rejected as a child, rejected by your parents, rejected by situations, and it just snowballs, and it's not even the truth. It's not even real. A confident man will not be shaken by a rejection. He'll be empowered and strengthened. Stay calm. Confidence equals emotional steadiness. So, can you stay tall? Can you stay strong? Okay. So you're saying I got a chance. See, when you take a deep breath, shoulders back, chest out, come on. Being confident, man, is really empowering and very beneficial. Yep. All right. A steady man is attractive. You hear me? A steady, confident man that's not roller coaster, all these emotions and drama. No, thank you. Women do not want that. That's what is interesting is that we have enough drama, enough chaos in life. Women are attracted and looking for a man who can be steady and master his emotions. That's what self-discipline is. That's what self-control is to master your emotions, is to master your breathing. It's like the first test. How's he going to react when I reject him? So you're saying I got a chance. All right. Okay. It's all good. Honor her answer. Respect builds dignity. Clarity deserves respect, man. Respect will build dignity. Honor her answer. Seriously. So, in the midst of this, when you are facing rejection, instead of asking why me, and going there and snowballing, why am I such a loser? Why did I say those things? Or why did I do this? And why did I let it come to this? Why did I put my heart on the line? Or why am I being rejected? Look, can you learn from the situation? And that's where is super powerful, where men rise up and become more confident, is when you learn. You learn through the situation. You don't lose. We never, ever lose. Men, come on. Alexander the Great, Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, these men, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Joe Montana. These are some of the greats that I have on my wall. They don't lose, they learn. So, what did you learn through the rejection? Or can you only see that you're a victim? If you're victorious, you say, okay, was I clear? Was I good at communication? Was I clear in how in the things I was pursuing in life? Was I leading? Was I a safe place for her? And look, this goes across the board in situations, even if you're engaged or married. Rejection when you're single is easy. What about when you're committed to her for the long term in marriage and you feel rejected? First of all, it's a feeling. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't even mean it's real that she's rejecting you. She said no to intimacy and lovemaking. And you feel like you're like worthless and a victim all of a sudden, rejected. Oh, poor me. It happens, man. I get it. And I have gone through it as well. So, in the lesson, what can you learn? Did I pursue her? Did I make her feel safe? Did I recognize and realize that flirting is all part of lovemaking and intimacy? Talking to the married men. And then if you're engaged and you're feeling rejected, look, sometimes women get overwhelmed with the details of planning the wedding and all the things they've got to take care of, and a new life of you guys becoming one flesh and living together in the future. Like, being engaged is a lot of weight as well for the woman. Think about it. They're the main ones most of the time, typically, that are planning the wedding. that are planning the ceremonies and colors and what everyone's doing, and you feel rejected because she made a decision without you. Come on, be grateful for that you can now have someone to delegate those decisions to. It doesn't mean you're not good at making decisions. You're blessed that you got someone that's going to work with you on decisions and help you make those. I love it. But what can you learn from it? Was there alignment in these different things that we're doing? Are we out of sync? Let's talk about marriage. Are you out of sync? And then if you're engaged, does it just need a little bit of work to continue to get into sync? Get better at synchronicity, getting into sync and in the flow with my bride and my future wife? Or if you're dating, that's good to know in the beginning that she's not on the same page as you, that potentially don't have MVPs that line up. If you've been watching our love talk, you know what I'm talking about when I say MVP. Keep moving forward. Don't orbit around her and hover and just be awkward. Don't do that. That makes you seem like, again, a victim and a lost little puppy dog. Don't do that. It doesn't work. Be confident in who you are. Keep moving forward in your dreams and goals. Women love a man who has a plan and takes action on it, whether you're with her or not. Are you going to let her hold you back and keep you from moving forward? Even in marriage, men, you're waiting for her to make a decision. She wants you to make a decision and show that you can lead, you can protect her, you can provide for her. And that takes making decisions. Again, it's not about not involving her in those decisions, but it is about you being strong in who you are and what you know is best. You have what it takes, and your decisions are good. Time to step up and make a decision. Anchor, number 5. Response of a confident man. Number 1, be calm, right? Master your emotions. Honor the answer she gave you. Learn the lesson. So keep learning, right? Keep moving forward. Don't then all of a sudden start orbiting and being awkward around her and always being there. Like every time she looks up, there you are. No, that's not a confident man. And number 5, anchor your identity in Papa, in the Father, not in her, in Papa. Women don't want us to be like obsessed with them. They don't. There's pursuit and then there's obsession. Obsession is not beneficial. Obsession creates codependency. Obsession makes you need her instead of desire her and want her. A woman doesn't want to be needed. I promise you that. Maybe in the beginning she thinks it's cute and it's cool, like, oh, he just does everything for me, and he does. And if I say jump, he says how high. It will get old. She thinks, well, then he can't protect me if I'm the one always telling him what to do. He can't provide for me if he doesn't move unless I say for him to move and go do this or go do that. And he needs a boss, and I'm his boss. Like, that is not healthy and not beneficial. That is not confidence. Your identity needs to be anchored in your connection to the Father. Love, connection, knowing that you are a son, knowing that you are valuable because you are a son, knowing that you have an inheritance and the wisdom of the kings and of the ages. Papa God, your worth doesn't come from approval. It comes from connection, love, and affection. It's what the Father designed us for. It's what he always meant for us. It was always in the design. It's why he created us, for connection. That's why he created man and woman in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth. In that phrase, heavens and the earth, it meant that they were one. They were one flesh and connected. That's how God wants things to work and operate in love and affection and connection. Literally, was always his mission, was for connection and earth, heaven and earth to be one. The separation occurred, but that was always his mission, was for it to be one. Papa's yes in who you are is louder than anyone's no. Did you hear me? Papa's yes in who you are, the man you are becoming, the incredible man and provider, leader, protector that you are. But it comes from that knowing that the Father sees you that way. Papa sees you that way. So his yes is way louder than anyone's no. Are you following me? It's time for you to know who you are and be confident in that and pursue something that grows you and causes you to become better and stronger, a better provider, a better protector, more wisdom, more guidance. Playing those video games all day, hours on end, is not causing you to be a better provider, a better protector, and a more wiser man. It's not. Once in a while, okay, yes, I get it. Kind of just cease from what you normally do, and maybe you play some video games and have fun with your kids, or you play some video games and just kind of chill out. But really, audit your time. How much time are you spending on things that are not moving the needle forward, that are not causing you to become wiser, stronger, mentally more emotionally stronger, physically stronger? If you're single and she says no, thank her. Step back, stay respectful, but move forward. Keep doing the things you are doing that make you stronger and better as a man. Confidence grows when you don't chase validation. I'm going to say that again. Your confidence will grow when you don't chase or think that or believe that you need validation from her. You don't, man. That is not confidence. To need validation from her means that you can be controlled. You can be manipulated. I know as a married man too that rejection can feel like you're dismissed, or even in that, like I said, the lack of our intimacy. There's a conflict, you're having an argument or a fight, you're not feeling respected. Pursue her, continue to pursue her gently, communicate calmly, don't retaliate emotionally. And it's very interesting. Last week when I had to take ownership of what took place. Remember that session? Any of you that were a part of that session, when I recognized that I was harsh with my wife, Chantel, created this frustration in her and created the hurt. I had to take ownership of that. I had to own what I had done. I had to come to her and apologize and bring synchronicity back, come into the flow together again. So, man, if you're married and you're feeling that, like this rejection and this, like she's pushing you away, communicate calmly. Don't retaliate emotionally. Don't like then push her away worse. Come on, be strong. Be that protection that she can try to push you away. She can reject you in your mind, and you can still pursue her. You can still let her know how valuable she is. We've started this new thing, man. If you're married, I want you to try this. Okay, let me know that you tried it, and if you're listening, great. I've got some advice for you. If you're married, I want you to try this. Is that I want you to, when you have an argument and you guys are in conflict, I want you to have an agreement that you can say, like some kind of keyword that you both agree upon ahead of time, before you're in a fight, before you're in conflict, before you're in an argument, way before, like, and when you're on a date night, okay? I want you to agree that what you will do is that when you get into conflict, because what's happening when you're in conflict and you're having an argument is you're getting out of sync. Again, you don't have to agree to be in synchronicity, by the way. That's a misunderstanding of relationships as well. Her not agreeing with you is beneficial. I promise it's going to cause you to grow, cause you to become stronger, cause you to become more confident in who you are. It's going to cause you to bless others and be blessed through the scenarios. Like, seriously. So I want you to do this. Something we've started. It was a great piece of a new growth for us, and something that we learned, and we've been using it, and it works so good. That you have some kind of code word like, okay, let's pause, or like, come here, let's connect. And nobody's allowed to say anything. And you just hold each other, embrace each other, hug, stand close and hug really, really tight, and hold each other for 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. No words, no nothing. Just hold each other. Breathe and hold each other. Hear her breathe. Let her hear you breathe for 3 minutes. Okay. It's really interesting. The first minute, you're going to feel like you're going to feel all these anger and frustration that you're feeling. You're still going to hear the argument in your head. Okay. We're talking 3 minutes, real 3 minutes. Set a timer if you have to, so that you'll stay put. First minute, seriously, all these thoughts of frustration and what's happening and what you're arguing about is going to go through your head, and that you don't want to do this, but you're doing it anyways because you agreed upon ahead of time. And so you agree, you're just like arguing still in your head. Second minute, you're going to like start to calm down. You're going to finally hear her breathing. You're going to start to feel her heartbeat. You're going to hear her breath. You're going to hear her frustration in her breath. Third minute, you're going to start breathing with her. Okay. And you're going to feel love and genuine connection and affection for her. Are you following me? It's really fascinating. So the first minute, you're going to be arguing still in your mind. In your mind, you're not allowed to say anything. Okay. 3 minutes, you hug and hold each other. Second minute, you're going to start to relax, and you're finally going to calm your breath down, and you're going to be able to hear her start to breathe. The third minute, it's going to relax, and you're going to start breathing with her in synchronicity with her. It's really powerful. Rejection is where we grow. Pain, frustration is where we grow. The muscle gets torn and developed. That's where we get stronger. It's real. Pressure creates pearls, pressure creates diamonds. Refinement, hotter fire causes refinement, which gets rid of the dross in metals. Precious metals makes them more precious. Don't ask for no pressure or no problems. Ask for the ability to do hard things. You never lose, you only learn. As long as you never quit, you never lose. That's the truth. Think about a battle. It's Alexander the Great. Never lost a battle. You know why? Because he never, ever quit. A battle's only over when one side quits. It's real. That's why battles and wars can go on for years. Seriously. What I want you to think about, what would a secure man do next when you're facing these situations, you're feeling like you're rejected? If you're secure, strong, and confident, what would you do next? Would you just carry on? Be confident in your conversation? I want you to think about that and then do that. What would a secure, confident man do next? I want you to be courageous. Do one courageous thing you've been avoiding. You've been avoiding stuff, right, as a man. And what's interesting is that is actually messing with your confidence because you've been avoiding things. You don't want to do those things. You don't want to reach out to that person. You don't want to do these things that you know you're meant to do. You don't want to pursue. You don't want to follow directions. Maybe I've given you some directions. You work with me, or I've been around you and I've said you need to be going this direction and doing this thing after your goals and dreams, or after something in life, in your business, or even with her, pursuing your wife or pursuing your fiance, or maybe it's that girl that you're trying to attract and work towards pursuing. What's a new thing today you can do that you've been avoiding? It's Monday, y'all. Can we put something in place moving forward, showing that we're confident, becoming more courageous, becoming more confident because we're taking action? That is truly what brings confidence, is you taking action and showing, proving to yourself through that action, I can do it. I can be strong. I can take action. I can get results. Results don't come when you don't take action. Some results come, but probably results you do not want. I can almost guarantee that. Take action. It matters. I want to talk about some actions that, after failure, that some of the greats did in the Bible. I know some of you are here and you're not Bible people, but I am. I love the word. I love studying it. And let's study a little bit even what David did. King David, he's one of my favorite, one of the greatest leaders in history. After failure, what actions did David take? Because I think it's important for us to have an example of what we can do once we fail. So if you know the story about King David, you know that he did fail. He did sleep with another man's wife. He did have an adulterous affair with Bathsheba, and then even took it further and murdered Bathsheba's husband, right? By putting him at the front of the battle lines, and he ended up getting killed in battle. And what's interesting is once that was revealed, what did David do? Did he make excuses? Did he hide from it? Did he run? And essentially, there was rejection. He felt rejected. Probably, no, without a doubt, he felt rejected by God. I'm sure, even though God didn't reject him, he felt it because all of a sudden he was caught in his sin. However, he didn't make excuses. This is what's powerful. When you are rejected or told no, or you feel like a failure, are you going to make excuses and blame her, blame the circumstances? When Nathan confronted David with the sin that he committed, he says, I have sinned against the Lord. He literally just owns it. He didn't blame stress. He didn't blame Bathsheba. Well, she shouldn't have been naked out there, shouldn't have been showering on a roof. He didn't justify it or even minimize it. He took ownership. And ownership, man, ownership brings strength. Excuses weaken you. You're not a weak suck. You're a powerful man, and you prove it by taking ownership of it, taking responsibility for it. Don't blame. Blame is not attractive. Throughout life, how you handle rejection matters. Kings and great leaders handle rejection well. He repented deeply, he searched his soul, and made a decision to do life differently in that moment. He didn't just say, oh, I'm sorry. He searched his soul, let God search him and find in him what needs to change in me. Is that even in your vocabulary? Have you ever thought, what if I asked my spouse that? What if I asked my fiance that? What if I asked my children that? What if I ask my girlfriend that? Seriously, men, what needs to change in me? Are you asking yourself that? You should be. It's a good question for growth and confidence and development in who you are. The man you are becoming needs that question. What needs to change in me so that I can become a better man, a stronger man, a more protective man, better husband, better father? What needs to change in me? Are you scared of that question? I want to challenge you to ask the question, what needs to change in me so that I can improve? It's a beautiful question, by the way. He was humble. David was very humble, but he was honest, and he wanted to make things right, and he wanted to become better. Clean, create in me a clean heart, oh God. and renew a right spirit within me. I want to have a right attitude. I want to have a right spirit. I want to be clean and free. True repentance rebuilds confidence because integrity returns. You know, last week when I did realize I was harsh with Chantel and the Father, spoke to me through his word, I didn't get all like, you know, in the moment, there's no doubt. In the moment, I was defensive. In the moment, but I did the thing that I just told you about, the 3-minute thing, where I held her and she was upset and I was harsh with her. And I thought because it had to do with work, I thought it was okay. And I was talking about work stuff, not about her, but it was still harsh on her. But I did the 3-minute thing, and it's powerful for us to just have a good, calm night instead of fighting through the night or having, a late night arguing. It ended well. And then, of course, the next day, you all were with me last Wednesday. I think it was the last Thursday. I think it was Thursday when God reminded me to love and bless and not be harsh, and how women are not designed for us to be harsh with them. They're designed for us to love them and honor them and bless them. And it was super powerful, right? Um, I didn't hide, didn't make excuses, and I was repentant. But I didn't just repent, I admitted and talked her through it and said, even the next day after things were okay, right? Here's what's interesting. Like, what do you do after things are okay and you're back in sync with her, but then you recognize that thing that you did there was more to it than just, oh, it was a conflict or an argument. There was more to it. I definitely needed to really have a life learned lesson here because I've been asking Father, about this process of connection with my wife and even things that I feel and what is, is it okay if I can release on my wife? And what's interesting, there's a difference between releasing what you're feeling and flowing in and what you're struggling with. Being harsh is a whole different thing. It really is. And that's what's so interesting is there is a difference. To release is one thing, to be harsh is another thing. And I was harsh. And harsh will create a division, and God hates division. God wants connection. God hates rejection in the sense of what you think is rejection. That's not true, but you think it is. Papa's all about restoration. And what's interesting is David didn't reject and run from the Father. He turned towards him. Many men will hide after failure. David ran towards Papa. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, Psalms 51:12. And even the other one, Psalms 51:10 says, create in me a clean heart. Shame isolates, humility reconnects. You hear me? Shame isolates, humility reconnects. You may feel shame in this situation. You're running, you're isolating yourself, or you're ghosting that person that you're feeling shame or guilt around. And the Father is saying, I want to bless you. I want to love you. I want to connect with you. He accepts his consequences. David, without bitterness. David didn't argue with God about the discipline or about the consequences from reaping what he had sown. He stayed soft and not defensive. Maturity accepts correction. Look, if you're learning every time that things happen, it's not rejection then. It's awareness and learning. He kept leading. David didn't quit being king. Failure didn't become his identity. He continued ruling. He continued seeking God, continued building, worshiping God. Failure is an event. It's not a destiny. And in this time when you feel rejected because she said no, and it feels like failure, it's real. But what do you do with that? Is that who you're becoming? Or is it just an event? David faced something very harsh. He reaped what he sowed and is even ended up losing a child. That's really, really tough to lose a child. I can't even imagine that. But how did he respond? He worshiped. So when you look at a pattern of a great leader, when he faces rejection, what he did is he owned it. He had a huge repentance deeply. He ran to the Father, accepted the correction, and keep moving forward and worshiping. What are you going to do? Strong man isn't the one who never fails. Okay. A strong man is not one that never fails. I failed last week right in front of y'all. I admitted it, took care of business, went back to her. Matter of fact, it was on Thursday. I remember it was on Thursday that it all came out. And you know what? I made a decision on Thursday. Normally, I go to a men's Bible study on Thursday morning, and I stayed home and I connected with my wife. I talked to her about this whole situation and how Wednesday, I had been harsh with her that sent this trigger of events to cause conflict in our relationship. I owned it. But I didn't just go to the men's Bible study. She was the priority to continue to own that situation. We were already back in sync. We did our 3-minute thing and it worked, but there was a deeper lesson to be learned here. And I wanted to embrace it and learn from it. I wanted to truly accept the correction. Do you follow me? It's part of what David did. Mourned, accept the correction, stayed there until it truly became a standard in his life. Strong man isn't the one who never fails. A strong man is the one who returns quickly, who doesn't stay down, who doesn't stay stuck in misery thinking, oh, I'm such a failure, I'm such a loser. No, a strong man returns quickly. Failure and rejection are connected. You feel rejected, then you feel like a failure. They'll test your identity for sure. But look at what happened with David. He restored his authority, his humility, restored his authority, his repentance, restored his confidence, and connection, restored his peace. There's always deeper lessons if we're willing to learn. We never lose. In that situation last week, I stayed home. I made a decision to prioritize my wife and prioritize the lesson that I could learn through this situation. What would change if you responded to failure or rejection like David did instead of hiding? Seriously, what would it look like for you this week, man, this week, today even, to respond differently to conflict, respond differently to rejection, respond differently to the feeling of failure? Conflict is good, failure is good, rejection is good. Everything can be good because Father said so. All things work together for what? Good. It's time to not be limited, but it's time to face your fears, face the feeling, oh, I'm going to be rejected, and become more confident through the process. Stop ghosting people. Stop shrinking and becoming lesser because, oh, I don't want conflict. I don't want to offend someone. Start becoming more confident. How you do it is important with courage, love, and a sound mind. Yes, that's the how. Courage, love, sound mind. That's what God's called you to do. Not to fear, not to make yourself smaller, but to become stronger and more confident through the situation and know that you have what it takes. You really do. And I'm blessed that you came here today to meet with me. Now, go forth and become more and more confident. Every situation you face, every rejection, every failure, every mishap that you own and learn from, you become stronger and more confident, more courageous. You have been programmed and taught not to go face conflict. And I'm sorry they taught you that way. And I'm sorry that that's what they modeled for you. I'm sorry that that's what they told you was the right thing. But God says, face your fears, face the rejection, grow and learn, own those mistakes, walk it out, correct and deeply correct, and become better every step of the way. You never lose, you only learn. That's today. What I want you to go forth now is learn. What would change if you responded to failure like David instead of hiding? What would change if you responded to failure and rejection like David did? And you learned, you grew, you faced it, and became stronger and more courageous, more confident instead of hiding. It's time to come out of hiding, seriously, to become the man that you were designed to become. I love you. I believe in you. And I want what's best for you. I promise you that. My name is Carlos, the Amish. My wife and I, we're known as the Amish Matchmakers, where we help you find godly spouse, create an epic marriage, not just any average Joe marriage, but an epic marriage, and develop a long lasting legacy that is rooted in faith, freedom, and love. Above all else, love. That's the answer. I love you. Bless you. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, or we'll see you in about 45 minutes or so, or an hour. My wife and I jump on here together, Chantel and I. God bless you, and thanks for being here.